How y'all doing, Renzo gang? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Now today, this is not a reaction video. This is another real life talk. I just want to talk to you guys, Renzo gang, because oh boy, it is. I'm not gonna lie, Renzo gang. Like I know it's the holidays and you guys, celebrate it, but I'm just not. I don't care for holidays anymore. Now I'm a grown man, and then I just don't care for holidays anymore. But Renzo gang, I will say this. This is a real life talk, and I want to talk to you guys today because I just have a lot that I want to just get off my chest, and I just really want you guys to really know and understand that I care about you guys a lot. And you guys, your mental health is it means a lot to me. My mental health means a lot to me. I'm just very, I just really need to get this off my chest, Renzo gang. So this video right here, I'm just gonna talk to you guys about just if you have the opportunity to go just go on vacation, do what you want to do it. You only get one life to live, y'all. Renzo gang, you only get one life to live. Take that vacation because 2026 is going to be the year that I'm going to be going to travel. I'm traveling. Renzo gang, and I encourage you guys to go out and travel as well. Life is just too short to be, overworking yourselves to death at a job that don't care about you. To you guys have to, live your lives. Do what's best for you. Do what makes you happy. Because I'm gonna do what's gonna make me happy regardless. Do what makes you happy. I have, two trips that I'm gonna be taking next year, 2026. I'm gonna be going to the beach with my friends from college in June, and then next year, well, this is all next year, obviously, 2026, and in November, I'm going to be going on a cruise because around this time now, I'm supposed to be going on a cruise, but a lot of stuff has happened where I can't go. So I'm not hurt about it, but I just know that I know what I have to do to because I want to do a lot of traveling next year. I want to do so much. I want to do more than just one vacation. Like I want to work to where I can just do as much vacation as I can do. And you know, you guys, y'all have to realize life is just too short to just be working, paying bills, and being bitter and just dying. Y'all have to realize God created so much things for us to do out here. So much for us to do. There's a lot more than just just working all the time. Like you got to have some time for yourselves and your families, and get your mental health right because that's also like a lot of that take a lot of us out. A lot of stress, work related stress, or stress with your family. You got to get away and get a vacation because like our bodies need vacation. Like our mindset needs vacation. We need a everybody needs a vacation. I don't care who you are. And me personally, Renzo gang, and no offense to to the elderly people, but I don't want to be that person that has a lot of regret and don't get to go out and do things that I want to do because I'm still young and I don't want to pass my life to be constantly passing me by because time like once you get at a certain age, time is going to start you're gonna start going. I understand. Don't get me wrong, Rosa. I'm not telling y'all not to handle y'all responsibilities and do what you need to do. Take care of what you need to take care of. Take care of your bills. Your household. Do what you got to do to feed your families. You gotta we got responsibilities. I'm not saying don't take responsibilities, but at the same time, I'm also saying don't let your responsibilities overtake you to where you don't have energy to do anything or you get so worked up and overworked that you're depressed and that you're not feeling well. Take a break sometimes. That's what I'm saying. Take a break sometimes. Enjoy your life. You have one life to live. I understand there are a lot of hard workers out here. There's people out here that don't work to do nothing. But for those that are extremely hard workers and that work too hard, you have got to take time for yourself because if you keep overworking yourself, you are gonna make yourself sick. You're mentally, physically, spiritually. You have got to take time for yourself. And also, before anything, always give time to God. Always give yourself time for God. You don't never want to forget God with anything. I don't care if you're working too hard. You don't want to forget him when you're vacationing. You don't ever want to forget God with nothing. I'm telling you, like, without God in your life, it's gonna be hard. I'm telling you. That's why now, I give God as much praise as I can, and I try to, and I know He knows it's a lot. He knows there's a lot going on in everybody's lives, and you just have to like find that balance and make time for Him as well. Because if you make time for Him, He'll make it easier for you to where you can, work to be able to have enough to pay your bills and be able to still go on vacation and do as much vacation as you want. But at the same time, you have to give him, that praise. And also, you have to put in work because a lot of y'all just want to just pray and just think he's going to just take care of everything. Like, you have to put in that work as well. Just like for me, for example, I put in work, to get my car. I put in work to have so much vacation time to where I can be able to take off, as much as I can, so I won't be working so much, so I won't be physically and mentally burnt out at work because I work so much. I've been working a lot of overtime, and there's a reason for that because I have two vacations that I'm going on next year, and I am going to go on both of them. I'm going on, but nothing is going to stop me from going on my vacations next year. On this cruise, nothing's going to stop me from going to that. Nothing, and nothing's going to stop me from going to this beach trip in June. Nothing, you know. Like, I'm gonna do as much hard work as I can now, and also on my videos because like also YouTube. This is my life now as well. I'm a YouTuber, so I'm gonna dedicate my life to this as well. But of course, I gotta give God the praise because without Him, I wouldn't even be on this platform with y'all sharing, my real talks. But at the same time, y'all, I just gotta say this, for y'all, you know, do what you have to do. Work. Just do what you gotta do. Put in that hard work, and so when the time comes for you to have, or if you want to plan a vacation, that you can do that, and take as much time off as you can, because at the same time your body needs a break. Yeah, you don't want to work too much to where you'll lose your mind. And y'all save your money. I believe me, I know it's hard saving money, especially with everything getting so expensive. I understand, y'all. Renzo games, God knows I understand. But at the same time, save your money. Is it could be a lot of things that you want to go to, like a wrestling event or a football game, basketball game. Save your money because you got vacations that's coming up. Cause like I told y'all before, 2026, I'm going to be traveling. I refuse to be one of those that work all the time and not go anywhere. I refuse to be one of those. And I don't want to just do, one vacation every year. I'm going to do multiple vacations. Like, for example, this cruise and this beach trip that I'm going to both of them. I'm putting, like, I done put that out there in the universe. I done, put that in God's hands. Like, I'm going to these vacations. Like, I need a vacation badly. Especially after 2025, I've been through so much this year that nobody knows. I deserve it. And then, I'm still young, and I work like I'm an old person, and I want to go out and have fun with my life. I do not want to be one of those that become bitter when I get older and, being like, I wish I would have did this. That's not finna be me. That's not finna be my life. I'm sorry. No offense to the elderly, but some of y'all elderly, y'all need to hear this especially. Y'all need to stop with this whole narrative of us not wanting to be, old and bitter and being mad at the world all the time like most of y'all are. And I don't mean no harm, but a lot of y'all need to get out of that mindset. Like, that is a sick mindset. Get out of that mindset. That's a toxic mindset. Because I refuse to be one of those that that my life passing me by, and be like, well, saying, I wish I can do this, that, and the third, because my friends and my family are doing it, and instead of me saying that, I want to be one of those that's doing it with them or doing more, you know. But at the same time, you have to work. I'm not saying don't work, but at the same time, don't let your work overtake you as well. And especially if you're young, don't let your work overtake you, because if your work overtakes you, it's going to be hard to like mentally come back from that. And like I try to tell people, if you keep working yourself to death, you're not going to be able to fulfill, require, like, you're not going to be able to perform well at work, so be able to pay your bills, be able to take that vacation. Because if you're working too hard, and God forbid something happens to you where you have to take leave because you're not taking care of yourself, it's going to be hard to do that. That's why I try to tell people, have that balance. Like, a lot of y'all feel like My a lot of y'all think it's a flex to have 2 to 3 jobs and barely sleeping. That's not a flex. That's why I never, be like, oh yeah, I'm glad I'm doing all this overtime. Like I'm not, no, I'm not bragging about that because at the end of the day, yes, yes, I'm happy. My bills are getting paid, but at the same time, like my mental health is more important as well. And then also, you don't want to be one of those that you sell your soul to your job or whatever that you do for a living. You never want to put anything before God because I'm telling you, if you do, he I'm telling you, your life is going to be hard. You always got to make sure God comes first before anything. I don't care what it is. God comes first with any and everything. Like, take heed to what I'm telling y'all. Like, seriously, like, take this into consideration what I'm telling y'all because you don't want to have God against you. That's all I'm gonna say. You always gonna want to give him that praise and glory because if you do and he sees how hard you're working, maybe he can make your work days easier for you. Where you don't have to go so much, where you can take some time off. Because right now, Renzo gang, I'm at my limit on vacation, and I already got my vacation days in for next year for the cruise. And I got some vacation time that I put in, for a few days, because Christmas is coming up. Even though I don't celebrate Christmas or New Year's, I got days put in, so where I don't have to come into work, where I can just just stay home and relax, just unwind and get my vacation down. Because I don't, you just don't want to be one of those that brag about not using your time. Use your time. That's what it's for. That's why your company will some. Just depends on the type of person that you are. Some people at the jobs, they will make you take time off because if they feel like you're working too much, you're not taking no time off, they will make you take time off. Like you have to find that balance. If you try to overwork yourself, like you're not a machine. We're all human. Like our minds will break. Like you have to take breaks, take time off for yourself, take your vacations. You need that vacation. Take the vacations. I can't stress that enough. You need to relax your minds and your bodies, but at the same time, you got to put in that work. You got to put in work to be able to take time off. You have to do that. You don't want to be one of those that that don't do anything, but you want to do stuff, and then you don't want to be one of those that do so much to where you want to do things and then you can't do it physically or mentally because you're overworked. Take that time off. That's what it's for. But Renzo gang, I just want to say, like 2026 is going to be a good year. It's going to be good. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling. I'm like I said, the cruise and this beach trip. I'm definitely ready for both of those. I cannot wait. I'm excited because like the beach trip that's coming first, and it's a month before my birthday, and we're supposed to be going to Fort Lauderdale, and then we're also gonna try to do a yacht party. And I've never been on a yacht before. I've been on a cruise ship but not a yacht, and I've never been to Miami. And with the cruise, we are going to Miami to board off on the cruise, and I can't wait for that. And I actually want to say, I've been to Miami, twice, in a year. I want to be able to say I've been to the beach twice in a year because mostly when I go to the beach, I normally go like once a year, like every other, 4 years or something like that. I don't get to go to the beach like everyone else do. I would love to go to the beach twice within a year. I just cannot wait. Like I said before, like I'm gonna be putting in a lot of overtime and I'm gonna be working a lot of hours because I want to go on these vacations. Like I said, I give it to God because God knows I need a vacation badly. I need a vacation, and this cruise, I cannot wait for this cruise, and I cannot wait for this beach trip. Like I said, nothing or nobody is going to stop me from going on this cruise, and nothing and nobody is going to stop me from going on this beach trip in June. Nothing or nobody. And I don't care who you are. Nothing or nobody is going to stop me unless God Himself stops me from going on either one of these vacations. But God knows that I've been working very hard and I've been through so much, and I haven't crashed out, which I came close to a lot of times this year. I'm not gonna lie, Renzo gang. I came close to crashing out a lot this year. I've been through so much this year. But he knows and he sees that I'm working very hard, and I'm gonna continue working hard. But I'm also gonna continue saving up my money and my time, so I can be able to have fun with my life because I'm 31 years old. I don't want to waste my life away. I don't want my life passing me by and I get older and I become that bitter person. So the message I'm trying to say to you guys is save up your money, save up your time because when the time comes, take that vacation. Even if you got to take off work, just be at home, just lay around in your area, do what you have to do to relax your mind and your bodies because you need a vacation. But also, you gotta take care of your responsibilities first. Always take care of your responsibilities, but at the same time, once your responsibilities are done, work, do what you got to do so you can be able to take the vacation that you want to take. Because I've never really actually took more than one vacation within a year. I've never done that before, and next year 2026 I'm putting that into existence. I'm putting that in God's hands. I'm going on this beach trip and I'm going on this cruise. Nobody's going to stop me. Don't let nobody stop y'all from wanting to go out and do your vacations. Not your job, not your parents, not your spouse, not your friends, your family, nobody. Don't let nobody stop you. Especially if you giving it to God and putting it out there in the universe. Ain't nobody gonna stand in your way. Nobody. But Renzo gang, I just had to get that off my chest. Like I've been going through so much, Renzo gang. I just wanted to share this with y'all. Someone needed to hear this. I don't know who, but someone needed to hear this. And I hope this message gets out to you, whoever you are. I hope it gets out to you. Renzo gang, I love y'all. If you're new on this channel, give this video a fat thumbs up. And I'm also clicking the link down below for more real life talks. If you want to be motivated, or if you want, if you need to hear like a positive message to uplift you, this is for you. So Renzo gang, I love y'all. I'm gonna continue putting in work. 2026 cruise beach trip for me, and somewhere down the line a wrestling show somewhere down the line. But 2026, this cruise and this beach trip are my main two priorities for next year. My main two. So Renzo gang, I love y'all. See y'all next time. You feel me?